Nancy's reign ends here. Too late to run.
She stayed for power. Forgot what it cost.
Nancy's Escape. In theaters now.
After decades of insider trading, stock manipulation, and turning public service into personal profit, Nancy Pelosi finally calling it quits. At 85 years old, with $250 million in the bank, the Queen of Capitol Hill has decided she's extracted enough wealth from the American people. But here's what they're not telling you. This timing isn't coincidental. Jake Tapper's brutal questioning about her stock trades sent shockwaves through her camp. The walls are closing in on her financial empire, and she knows it. Is this retirement or is this the escape? What you're about to learn will make your blood boil, so don't go anywhere. And just like Pelosi's portfolio mysteriously grew over the decades, you can grow your collagen levels, but honestly, with actual science. In a clinical trial this year, women taking 2.5 grams of collagen daily saw wrinkles reduced by 25%, skin elasticity improved by 9%, hydration boosted by 29%. Unlike congressional stock tips, these results are transparent and available to everyone. Bowtrust's Ageless Multi-Collagen delivers 5 premium types of collagen to help reduce fine lines and restore youthful skin, something Nancy Pelosi certainly needs. But there's no insider information needed, just real ingredients that work. While Pelosi cashes out her chips, you can invest in looking younger. For a limited time, get 51% off at healthwithgary.com. That's a better return than any stock tip, guaranteed. Visit healthwithgary.com. and support our show. This posted 24 hours ago. Nancy Pelosi reportedly will not be seeking re-election in 2026. Thank God. Overton points out, looking back at this July interview on CNN, appears to be one of the turning points in her career. Jake Tapper openly pressing Pelosi on the allegations of insider trading, and she lost it live on the air.
You have to read that.
Let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
Yeah, but I wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are, they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that have been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is, but it isn't anything to do with anything insider. But the president has his own exposure, so he's always projecting. He's always projecting. And let's not give him any more time on that, please.
Let me just read what he said. I'm sorry.
Nancy Pelosi knows that the walls are closing in. We've been documenting it here at the Next News Network for quite some time. Caroline Levitt back in September exposing Pelosi for having $413 million net worth on a $174,000 a year salary in Congress. Last year, her portfolio grew 70%.
Her portfolio, to put a ban on stock trading for members of Congress is even a thing, is because of Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she is rightfully criticized because she makes, I think, $174,000 a year, yet she has a net worth of approximately $413 million. In 2024, Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio, this was a fascinating statistic to me, grew 70% in 1 year in 2024, and her portfolio outperformed every single large hedge fund in that same year, and even more than doubled the returns of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. So I think the president stands with the American people on this. He doesn't want to see people like Nancy Pelosi enriching themselves off of public service and ripping off their constituents in the process.
Oh, yeah. Pelosi knows that she is cooked. Nancy Pelosi, what is this? Nancy Pelosi stock tracker. Another holy crap moment. Tom Ellsworth from the PBD podcast been testing the Pelosi tracker with casual $50,000. According to him, so far, so good. Wow.
Okay, autopilot. So you could go to autopilot and you could select the Nancy Pelosi portfolio and connect it. So I said, I'm going to do a test. So on July 1st, I took $50,000. I created a simple Robinhood account, basic. And then, Pat, I went to autopilot, filled out the credentials and said, okay, autopilot, you can trade the $50,000 in my Robinhood according to the Nancy Pelosi disclosures.
You did this.
I did this. And I am at this is just a little test. So it's just a small test in a real world environment. Right now it's up 18.8%. It's gained 9,500 since July 1st.
Stop it, Tom.
No, I'm not. Just this little 50,000. I did this to do a test because I was reading that in the first 90 days of autopilot being out there, some 40,000 accounts were created. And these were citizens out there, retail traders that were doing this. And by the way, there's also some very interesting things you can go find out.
Wow. You know, we've had Ross Givens here on a number of occasions who has supported this program and been able to detail and track Nancy Pelosi and teaches people how to do that. One person asking, raise your hand if you'd like to see Judge Jeanine indict Pelosi for insider trading before she retires from Congress. But over at Dime Store Obama, Hakeem Jeffries says Pelosi is an iconic, legendary, transformational figure.
Nancy Pelosi is an iconic, legendary, transformational figure who has done so many things over so many years to make life better for so many people. Ultimately, we'll wait on her to see what decision that she makes. And there's nothing really more to say beyond that. Nancy Pelosi is an iconic, legendary...
Jeffrey is reacting to Pelosi's retirement. This was posted 48 hours ago. Listen to this evil demon. This evil demon, Nancy Pelosi, saying Democrats are hoping they can get gender-affirming care for our trans kids.
How is your office responding to the pauses in gender-affirming care here in California?
Well, that is something that I'm working for at the national level, and we have, are hoping that we can have gender-affirming care for our trans kids.
Yeah, no thanks. Oh, and here we have this 24 hours ago. Nancy Pelosi, Western Lensman writes, Nancy Pelosi, it's clear that Gavin Newsom has a vision for our country. Good God.
It's clear that this governor has a vision for our country. He has knowledge of our country and our state. The state of California, the fourth largest economy in the world. Gavin manages that with great dignity. He has
mismanages, you mean, I think was what you meant to say, Nancy. Here we have this 85-year-old Nancy Pelosi apparently going to retire after her current term is up. Aside from making a lot of money, here's a look back at what else Nancy Pelosi accomplished over the past decade.
I want to know what the Russians have on Donald Trump. I think we have to have that investigation by the FBI into his financial, personal, and political connections to Russia. What do the Russians have on Donald Trump? Politically, financially, and personally. What does Vladimir Putin have on President Trump? Personally, politically, financially, in any way. What does he have on Donald Trump? I think it's probably financial. Either something financial he has on or something on the come. I want to know what the Russians...
Yeah, they got nothing. Nancy Pelosi on Trump, he's a vile creature.
It's the worst thing.
He's just a vile creature. The worst thing on the face of the earth. But anyway.
You think he's the worst thing on the face of the earth?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Why is that?
Because he's the president of the United States and he does not honor the Constitution of the United States. In fact, he's turned the Supreme Court into a rogue court. He's abolished the House of Representatives.
What?
He's chilled. He's just a vile creature. The worst thing.
Who will ever forget when Nancy Pelosi ripped up the State of the Union speech behind Donald Trump? That moment will go down in one of history's worst recorded moments of Nancy Pelosi. She wants to enjoy, Cat Turd writes, she wants to enjoy that $250 million She's made trading stocks. She's an expert, you know. Nancy Pelosi will not seek re-election in 2026. She's done at 85 years old. Not gone soon enough, in my opinion. But she got what she wanted out of America, didn't she? If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, let's be crystal clear about one thing. Nancy Pelosi didn't serve the American people for 40 years. She served herself. From a modest net worth to a $250 million fortune, all while drawing a government salary. Her stock trades beat Warren Buffett's returns. Her husband's trades perfectly timed with legislation that she controlled. And now, just when the heat turns up, just when real investigations loom, she's heading for the exits. Coincidence, please. This is a criminal fleeing the scene before the cops arrive. So here's my question. Should there be a special counsel appointed to investigate every single Pelosi stock trade before she retires? Yes or no? Because if we let her walk away with $250 million in suspicious gains, we're telling every corrupt politician that crime pays. Time is running out to demand justice. Grab your merch and show them that we won't forget.